Hi, this is Stephanie from Raising Six Arrows. Thank you so much for stopping by our channel. Mackenzie girl is here with me today. She wants to be next to Mama, and I wanted to get this video out for you. I feel like it is way late, but let me introduce myself. Again, I am Stephanie. This is my baby girl. This is Mackenzie. She is 2, and I have 6 children. 3 have graduated, and I have kind of 3 in school. I have 2 school-aged, and then Mackenzie, who likes to do school with her brothers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so today we're gonna just do a recap. We are year-round homeschoolers, but I like to try to really start our new stuff in the month of September, right after, hold on baby girl, right after Labor Day. And so we usually don't do school on Labor Day. My husband's off and we celebrate and we do things. I do. And so we started last Tuesday. And so, hold on baby. I do have a jacket on like you. And so we are going to I'm just gonna roll through how our time went last week. And I hope that this is encouraging to you because it did not go according to plan at all for me. Pause. Out of the camera, buddy. That's my golden pause. And so, just to recap, Donovan is 9, and for his schooling, I for sure thought this is gonna go wonderfully. But we have some hiccups, so stay tuned, keep listening. So I'm gonna start off with how we do our day. Kids wake up, we have breakfast, we start with Bible. We do Are Not Consumed, Faithopedia from with the Old Testament, and Mackenzie girl has her own book too. She has the primer book. She can do stickers. She can, you know, do her little coloring. It's not going to look like what it's supposed to look like, but that's okay because she wants to be included as well. And it's better for her to be included than it is for her to take her brother's things and cause disruption. Excuse me. So we do that. We're practicing our Old Testament books of the Bible, so we dance and sing to that. We look around in the Bible for them. And then, watch out, Max. Oh, you found a book?
Yeah.
Good. And so, that's how we start our day. Then Donovan works on math. Well, I got the Math Box 3 from The Good and the Beautiful, and if you saw that video, I was like, I know exactly what we're doing. We went backwards a year. He could have done that last year, but I really wanted him to catch on to some things since we moved from a new curriculum. And so this has been super easy, and he was kind of getting frustrated. And so he wanted to look at some other things. So we were looking at some other things, not 100% sure what we may switch to, or are we gonna stick with it? I really, really like Singapore math, but costs. Especially with a bunch of different things that has happened with moving and all these different moving parts. And so trying to really just use and see what we can do with what we got. Or, you know, so if you have any ideas or comments, pop them down below. I'd love to hear that. Malachi so when Donovan is doing math type stuff, he also did some placement tests for different places last week. But Malachi, we are working on his Gather Round Letters and Numbers and his preschool from The Good and the Beautiful. We are still finishing those up, and that's okay. I know he's 5, but I'm really not heavy forcing preschool until he's 6, or kindergarten, I'm sorry, until he's 6. And that's because I can do that with our state standards. Please look for yours, and I'll just go off of mine or what I say, because each state is very different. So for me, that's what we are doing. If we get kindergarten stuff in the middle of this coming school year, that's cool too. I'm just being very easy, kind of letting him set that pace for that. And so while he's doing all of that, Mackenzie is listening in on that, but Mackenzie also, I am doing kind of preschooler stuff with her. We'll probably do the exact same thing again next year. I just may find different resources, but I'm just trying to really find what I have around the house. And she is doing different things with the letters of the alphabet. So last week was A. We had an Allen wrench. I put all the things away, or I would show you, and I completely spaced out. I really try to get some of the pictures and things that I'm doing on Instagram as well, to help you see those. So if you have a toddler that you're trying to keep busy while you're doing things with your other children, definitely follow me here on YouTube, and I'm gonna, like I said, try to keep up with the Instagram. But so for that, we had a lot of A things. An apple, she washed 5 apples. We counted the apples. Another day, I cut up the apple, and she dug through the center and got the seeds out, and then we counted the seeds. So I'm incorporating fine motor skills, large motor skills, counting, and a bunch of those types of things. So this week we're going to be on letter B. And so for letter B, I do have her stuff that I can share with you quickly. Sorry, getting really up close and personal on that camera. So for letter B, what I have is, and last week we made apple crisp to go with apple. We made apple sauce. So we have big B and little b, and I will have her trace those. I may let her make them into like a more of like a Montessori type card that she can put glue and glitter or something on there so that they have like a little rough texture. That page must have not printed or something. I will have to go back and check that. And then I have a little B and a big B, and she can maybe glue buttons. Like, I'll do different things with these, and I'll probably just print out some more. So for me, I love digital things just because I can print more if needed. And then I have a shelf that my husband built that I've been putting things on. I kind of just took everything off the shelf, so I may do a quick short here on YouTube and Instagram of the shelf and how I display it. But I would put everything in this little tray. I have a bunch of these trays actually that my grandmother made and painted, and so while she was still here with us, and so I'm sure that she will be super thrilled, or she would have been super thrilled to know that I am using them in a fun homeschooling manner. So some of the things that I have in this is bread. I have a baguette, at least that's what we're calling it. A letter B cookie cutter, banana, bells. I have the bananagrams, letter B. Her little leapfrog guy. You want to push his button?
B.
There we go. And so she loves this. She plays with it throughout the week at times. Actually, I have 2 bells in there. I have these puzzles that, so B and then butterfly, and then on the back is a different one. So she has to be able to put it in together, and then I make sure she holds it the right side up. You like your puzzle? And then from a older curriculum that I have, I also have these that are already sandpapery that she can trace, as well as Malachi could trace them as well if he wanted. And then I have a wooden bowl for her kitchen area. So those are some of the things that are in her cart. And then some of the books.
I put them back.
Good job. That we have for B is Beauty and the Beast.
B. Bananas.
Blueberries for Sal.
Bananas. B.
Bugs, which we read this morning. A beehive. It's a peek inside book. We actually read this morning, and we had a grand old time with that. Bears on Wheels. This is a family favorite. Bear has a story to tell. Oh, I think I even had a bear in here, but stay tuned. I'll do a video. Bear feels scared. So this is just going to be part of our book basket. They're not going to be on our shelf just because they're really big. I like to keep the smaller ones on there. This one is Bear Snores On. These bear books are our favorite. And Bear says thanks. I took this out of our Thanksgiving section. So those are some ways that I'm incorporating things for her. But like I said, stay tuned. So that is our preschool stuff she does that while the boys are kind of doing their morning stuff. Language arts for Donovan. Yeah, we struggled with reading this summer, trying to keep it in and get it in. And so what I bought for him with All About Reading Level 3 is just not, it's too difficult. Even though I did the placement test and that's where it said to put him, it's still too difficult. And so I need to figure out something to do. And so I think I may just we're gonna just do a lot of reading together and maybe looking at some of those more difficult words like could and should and things that I see that he's struggling with. And I'm gonna just keep really reiterating those. All About Spelling seems to be going well. I have All About Spelling Level 1. Seems to be going just fine. And then he has some grammar and other things. And then the last thing that we worked on last week, we have some other things that are in my list, I'm sure you saw from the videos, but we just didn't get to them. And I just wanted a soft start for last week. And so we do Read Aloud Revival, and I love them. This is the Farmhouse book, and I have it right here. So we've been reading this book almost daily. Love this book. It is super beautiful, super sweet. If you haven't read it, I definitely suggest like maybe checking it out from the library or what have you. But if you've never seen Read Aloud Revival's premium guide, there is so much. There's a calendar if you want to do this in a week or in a month. Talks about the author, when you get to either meet the author or the illustrator, which has been super fun. Sarah McKenzie does a introducing of the book. We listen to, there's a poem. This month we have a poem from Robert Louis Stevenson, and so I read that to the kids a couple of times a week. There's extra books to really like read or look at that go along with it. Dinner time conversations, there's actually some recipes in here. There's different historical things like history and geography. There's some science. There's spelling dictation. So like you have so much packed into this little guide that I absolutely just love them. And it makes, especially when somebody's maybe feeling under the weather, we're having a rough day, just sitting and just diving into this, maybe a couple other books, and then we can go outside when it cools down a little bit. So thank you so much for sticking by and sticking through this video. Let me know how your first week of school went, whenever it was. How long have you been starting your 23-24 school year? I would love to know. Thank you so much again, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye! You gonna say bye?
Bye.